thing I had to learn by myself was it's just me. I didn't know. My only challenge, obviously, was the language barrier. But saying, you're a second time mom, why can't you open your legs and push?
There's a whole lot of women in there, and everybody, some of them are naked some of them are screaming.
You don't necessarily feel great or excited about motherhood.
Because already we feel violated by them putting their fingers and trying to,
Did they do something to you the first time? Maybe they didn't. Maybe they disturbed you somehow inside. And I said, you cannot embark on motherhood without prayer. You need to pray.
Yeah.
This is Phenomenal Motherhood, where we discover, discuss, debunk, and celebrate motherhood.
Childbirth is not a walk in the park. Now imagine giving birth in a foreign land, away from family. Welcome to today's episode of Phenomenal Motherhood, and my name is Serame, and my guest today is Tandiwe, and she is from Zimbabwe, and she gave birth to both her two boys in South Africa, away from family. Now today we're going to debunk everything around giving birth in a foreign land, away from family. Tandiwe, welcome to today's episode. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me again. It's good to be here.
It's always good to have you back.
Thank you. I'm feeling very tired today. My second baby is teething, so
sleepless nights.
Yes, I'm very, very much tired, but
don't worry,
keep moving.
It's only for a short while.
Let's hope so. Yeah.
All right, Tandiwe, now you gave birth to both your kids here in South Africa.
Yes.
Both boys, #boy mom. Okay, now I want to know the experience of giving birth in South Africa as a Zimbabwean, right? Because I hear a lot of horror stories of South Africans giving birth this side, and this video was actually inspired by my first child. I gave birth to him at a government hospital, and right next were three inside the recovery room. So next to me was a foreign national. The lady was from DRC, right? And I just observed the way they were mistreating her as compared to myself, right? So this video was inspired by that. And before we go into the gist of the story of today, I want to first understand, how did you get to South Africa?
Okay, we were staying in Zim, in Harare, Zimbabwe, and then my husband got a job opportunity in Polokwane. So he came.
Limpopo province.
Yes, so he came a week before me, and then I joined him after a week. And then when I came, I was, I think, around 5-6 months pregnant.
Oh, so you're pregnant already?
Yes, I was, I think, 5-6 months pregnant, yeah.
Okay.
And then, so I came pregnant, and it was my first baby. I didn't know anything whatsoever regarding giving birth, pregnancy.
Taking care of a baby.
Exactly. So this is me for the very first time doing this in a foreign land where I don't speak any language yet. Okay, now I'm better.
Yes,
now I'm better.
Yeah.
Now I'm definitely better. But back then, no, nothing whatsoever. Yeah.
So you only spoke Shona and English?
Yes. And I could understand.
Not even Ndebele?
I could understand Zulu, but in Polokwane there's Israeli Zulu speaking. Yes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So Tandy, what was your first impressions of South Africa when you first came here?
When I came, I think it was a mixture of what I've heard of South Africa and me just trying to experience it for myself without the prejudice and all that generalization. So I remember my husband always used to laugh at me because I was told, if you're a foreigner and you don't walk around with your passport, they'll just take you, throw you in prison, send you back to your country. So even going to town, even going to the nearest shopping center, I would carry my passport. and then it said, one day you're going to get mugged and then you lose your passport, and you know how hard it is to get
your passport.
So, exactly. So for me, what I love the most about Polokwane, they're very warm people. Right now, if I'm asked to choose between here and Polokwane, definitely I'll live for Polokwane. I love Polokwane. The people there are just warm. But I'll have to learn the pedi first. That I'll
everybody
have to
speaks
learn.
pedi there.
Yes. I'll have to learn that. So generally, I actually enjoyed it despite what I had heard before about South Africa in general.
What did you hear?
The
I'm
crime, obviously the crime.
Yeah.
Just the crime.
Is it?
Basically the crime. Yeah.
Okay, and you came here while you were pregnant,
Yes.
right? So what was the first thing that you did in terms of, going to the clinic, going to the doctor? Did you have any idea of where to go? Did you have family that guided you on this is the clinic you need to go to?
Okay.
Yeah, how did you go about that?
We didn't have any family here. But it was everything I had to learn by myself because it's just me. I didn't know anyone.
Google help?
Yes.
Okay.
So it was just me. And also one of the, shout out to my husband's boss. She always used to say, you should tell your wife to do ABCD,
okay.
Let
She's
her
South
go
African?
to, yes,
Okay.
she should go to such and such a place for ABCD. I think most of our help actually came from my husband's workplace.
Oh, nice.
Because it was just the three of them, him, the boss, and the administrator.
Okay.
So they would always say, tell your wife ABCD, and then...
Okay, that's nice. So you felt a little bit at ease, someone that is South African guiding you around,
Yes.
And when you got to the clinic, how was your experience?
My only challenge, obviously, was the language barrier. Because Pedi and Shona, they are completely different.
If it was Venda,
I would have gotten a bit of,
Yeah, because Venda and Shona are very similar.
Or even Tonga.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I would have gotten a bit of, isn't Tonga the same as Shangani, right?
Yeah, it's
yes.
Yeah.
So that one, it would have been easier.
Yeah, because there is Shona, there is Venda and Tonga in Zim, right?
Yes, there is. So for me, it was just the language barrier. I always had to ask the person either in front or behind, what do they say? And then maybe
so they don't translate in English. They speak
unless if there was a white person on that day, then they would. But if the nurse already speaks Afrikaans, it would just be Pedi and Afrikaans. Then again, hey, what did they say?
Were you maybe shy to say, I don't understand, can you please speak in English?
I was extremely scared to do that. It's also one of the things that I had heard about South Africa, that they are extremely adamant about their languages, and that if you show them that you don't know their language, they'll shout at you. And so I was always scared to just say, excuse me, I know they're in the place of help and they should be helping, but no, I didn't want to take the risk of being shouted at in front of everyone. Like, no. Well, I was like, no. Okay, let me just ask the person next.
Okay. So overall, how was your experience at the clinic? Besides the queue and... No, generally, I made a few friends, especially those that you'd always meet at every appointment. I made a few friends. Plus, that's one of the things I like about clinics.
Yes.
When you go for antenatal, you meet friends there.
And also what I liked was the referrals. For some of them, not everyone is a first-time mom when you go.
Okay.
So for some would say, if you want maybe more lasting clothes, go to this particular shop. So the advice that would come with just meeting people at the clinic. Yes.
Were you familiar with the shop? Are South African shops very different from the ones in Zim, like your Ackermans, your Woolworths?
Yes, no, definitely different.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I think Jet, when I left Zim, Jet, Edgar's were the common both countries.
Okay.
But the others, no.
Is it?
But I used to get into town and then just look around for baby stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So how was the whole pregnancy journey, far away from family, just you and your husband?
I think...
Were you always on the phone with mommy?
No, not even. I'm not a mommy's girl.
Are you serious?
Not even. So I think for me, I actually enjoyed being alone, so to speak. Yes. But whenever I needed help, I would always ask my mom. And I think I that time I became Google's best friend.
Thank you, Dr. Google.
Yes, I became Google's best friend. So, and I had made a network of Zimbabwean friends.
Oh, okay.
So we would get together, discuss things. It was more like a Christian group.
Okay.
So we would get together for prayer mainly, but then should you need help in other areas, we'd always reach out to each other for such.
That's good.
So my journey generally was very good. It was very despite the normal pregnancy, morning sickness, tiredness, and all of that. But other than that, I really enjoyed my first. No, the first one I really did. The second one, but the first one I really did.
For another day.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now.
You had asked about the letter. So at Ritabile, I gave birth at Ritabile because it's a provincial clinic. They would only transfer you to the provincial hospital should there be any complications.
Okay.
So I was just going to give birth there.
Oh, at the Ritabile Center. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Right. And how was the experience giving birth there? Let's start from the day before you went into labor. How was the day like?
Okay. I remember for me, the Braxton Hicks started on a Friday.
Okay.
So
the day before you gave birth?
No, I gave birth on Sunday.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
So it started on a Friday. By that time, my mom was already here and my husband's sister. So I was walking actually into town and I was like, I'm ignoring these pains. I'm not ready. I want my child to come on the due date, so I'm ignoring these pains. Then I went to town, did my thing, cooked, and then around 9, they continued coming. And because I grew up generally being a pain, if I experience physical pain, I experience it in silence.
Oh, really?
I would only say it out when it's it's excruciating. Yes. So I just kept on being quiet. But I'm sure my mom could tell us of the way I came. You
also your mom was already
yes, she was already
sweet,
here.
That's sweet. So she came like maybe a few days before.
A week before.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So then when I went to sleep Saturday morning, they woke me up. I could not. I'm not a morning person, but 5 a.m. I was up because of pain. And then I told my husband. Then we googled. Google was our best friend those days.
Yeah.
We googled and then we noticed it's Braxton Hicks because of the timing between each contraction.
Okay.
It's contraction.
Yeah.
So we even went to Savannah Mall for all those in Limpopo. We even went to Savannah Mall.
Yeah.
It was a walking distance again. We went there, bought a few. I think I had not bought the maternity pads and stuff. So we were buying just the last few things we needed.
Had they given you a list of what to bring to the hospital?
Yes. Okay. And that was extremely helpful.
Yeah.
So we just finishing off what we didn't buy. Then we went back home. And then they really started coming closer to each other around, I think, 11 p.m.
Okay.
Then we went to the hospital around 1 a.m. I'm not sure of the time because I was in so much pain, so I didn't bother checking the time. But I know it was past 12 midnight. So then we went there.
Past 12 midnight to Sunday.
Yes, that's Sunday.
Okay,
that's Sunday,
okay.
12 midnight Sunday.
Okay.
So then we go there, right? So we got there and then the reception was not so welcoming.
Okay.
I don't know if it's because maybe they'll be tired because it's the wee hours of the morning. So maybe they were tired themselves.
Okay.
And then we get there, we are just speaking English. They would respond to us in Pedi.
Yeah.
Right. And then... But
is it because they did you tell them you don't understand Pedi, or they?
I don't remember speaking myself. I think it was my husband and my mom because I went with both of them.
Okay.
So I don't remember speaking. But then I remember she would always speak to me in Pedi, and I would always have to ask, "Excuse me, I don't understand." They're like, "Where are you from?" And I said, "From Zim," and then. I don't really remember much, but I just remember the reception was not as welcoming. And then even the treatment, there was a time when, I don't know, they would always want to check for my dilation every time I'm having a contraction.
Okay.
And I'd ask them, can you just wait a bit, let the contraction subside, then at least just try to check. So I don't know if medically that's how they're supposed to do it, to check when it's contracting or what.
I'm actually trying to imagine when I'm feeling the contraction.
Yes, and someone's hand is inside, yes. So it was extremely painful.
And by the way, that checking thingy,
Exactly.
I won't say much, but it's really, really painful. I was never ready for that when I was going to deliver.
Yes. So for me, that was it. And then we were the three of us. When I got there were two other people.
Okay.
There was this other white lady, and she was already in the labor room.
Okay.
And then there was another Zimbabwean lady, but I think she was a few more centimeters dilated than myself.
Okay.
And then I was the third person to get to deliver.
Okay.
So then when the white person delivered, she went into the I wasn't even saying nursery room, but whatever,
the
recovery room, exactly. Then when the other Zimbabwean lady was giving birth, they were slapping her. I heard the slaps in the labor room, and this time it's almost time for me to deliver. And then they were slapping her. They were saying, you're a second time mom, why can't you open your legs and push? They were really slapping her really hard, and it gave me a fright to the point where, yes, when I was now delivering, I said, I'm going to do whatever it is that they are saying, just because I can't be giving birth, experiencing labor pains
and then on top
birthing
of that,
pains, and then slaps. So I don't know if they slapped her because maybe the nurse in charge was generally short-tempered, or it was a treatment against a foreigner. And then my own mistreatment came when after I gave birth, I'm in the recovery room, and then because I had stitches, and remember, this is my first time. Maybe I was being a CC in terms of pain, I don't know.
There's no pain, darling. Pain is pain.
So I was trying to get the attention of the nurse to adjust the head of the bed, like the upper part of the bed, so that I can sit up a bit more straight, upright, than in a sleeping position. And then, so what I wanted to ask her to do, this thing that I just described, the white lady asked for the same thing. She said, can you please adjust the bed for me? The nurse willingly, joyfully helped her do it.
Joyfully.
Literally. She even asked, is there anything else I can do? I'm like, okay, she's nice. Let me do the same. She was like, no, you're not. I think she said you're not crippled or something. She made it seem as if I'm asking too much. Like I'm being, that's why I said maybe I was being a CC in pain.
You were not.
So the way she responded, it's like, you can do this by yourself. And then in my mind I'm thinking, you literally did the very same thing for the person next to me. Why can't you do the same for me? You understand? So for me it was like, maybe for her it was maybe black white, or is it white and then foreigner even, you understand? So
actually, when you say that, it just reminds me of this lady. She's Nigerian, right? So she was telling me about the treatment of her kids at school, that they're going through being treated badly because they're black, number one, and also
they're foreigners.
So it's quite deep and hectic.
It's true. So for me, it just left me thinking, why are we doing this? I mean, you're a nurse. I'm assuming if you're a nurse, you know how painful, or rather, you know how traumatic that whole experience is. So at least make it easier, especially because I'm a new time. You already have my file. You know this is my first child. Just make me enjoy motherhood, because this was my introduction into motherhood already.
True.
So just make it more bearable, enjoyable.
Even though it's not bearable, but
of
just
course.
try. And I'm saying that, like, some people would say, no, but they deal with so many patients every day, blah, blah, blah.
It was just the two of us at that time, or rather three.
No, I'm saying, like, because it's their everyday job, they do it every single day. I had a very totally different experience. My nurse was it was at a government hospital with Ayo, my first. One of the elderly nurses was like, she's elderly, that means she's been doing it for years. I literally felt like she's my mother and I'm her daughter, and the way she treated me, even the student nurses, the way they were treating me.
That's good.
I'm
That's
telling
really
you,
good.
it was. I felt, that stigma of people saying, at public hospital they'll treat you like this and like that. I didn't experience that.
Oh, that's good.
I didn't. So I don't know whether if it's because you were a foreigner or because you were black. I really don't know, but I really do hope that they do better.
Exactly.
I know someone else, she's from DRC. Oh my goodness, her experience was the worst.
Wow.
Worst. And not only do foreigners go through such things, also South Africans. I've seen on YouTube there's so many horror stories of South African and nurses and hospitals, and it's just so horrific how they mistreat their own.
It's true. It's
but
true.
Whereas if it's the other race, it's totally different,
it's
but
true.
like why do you do that? Why don't you don't love your job? Tlohela. Okay, so Tandi, for your second child you gave birth at a private hospital, and how was your experience giving birth at a private hospital in a foreign country? And it was also during COVID restrictions time, right? Or was it that strict?
No. Last year, no.
Okay.
No, not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was the experience this time around at a private hospital?
Well, my money did stand up for me, so
Yes.
so I actually did enjoy it, and obviously you're treated like a VIP at a private facility, and what I liked was how the birthing clinic is set up.
Okay.
It used to be a lodge before,
Oh,
so you have
nice.
your own bedroom, your own bathroom facility.
Feels homely and calm.
Exactly. And the linen is,
Oh, okay.
and it's white. Like it's literally just a home away from home, if I can so speak.
Oh, wow.
And then also the views. It's the birthing clinic is just behind the Union buildings. It's
Up
really
in the
uphill.
mountain.
Yes. So views for days, especially at night.
I actually know someone on
Yes.
YouTube. She's a YouTuber. She gave birth at the same birthing clinic, and I
Okay.
remember at the time when she wanted to activate her contractions because
Okay.
I think they stayed far from Pretoria.
Okay.
So I think she came too early. So she wanted to
Okay.
activate her contractions. She was actually walking around the Union building.
Nice.
It was so cute.
Nice. Yeah, so it's, and generally the people there are very nice. She kept asking me, would you want some tea? Would you want some coffee? Would you want some sweets? So
Wow.
it's not the same as the public where I remember with the public, I was just told to bring 2 bottles of Energade.
Okay.
So here they told me don't bring anything.
Wow.
Just come as you are with your hospital bag, and then we can just offer food for you.
Oh, wow.
Everything. And then also one of the other things that I liked was that should you maybe give birth during the night, you get to spend the night with your husband, so it's not just you alone.
And can I just tell you, like when I gave birth with Ayo, when I gave birth to him at Steve Biko Hospital,
Okay.
right? Well, it was actually Tshwane Hospital, and
Okay.
then from Tshwane they moved me to Steve Biko because of complications.
Okay.
Right. So while we're still at Tshwane Hospital, it sucked that my husband can't be right next to me and hold my hand throughout the whole thing. He only came when I was giving birth when they
Okay.
moved me to Steve Biko, and I kind of understand why he wasn't allowed to come in because the waiting room where you
Okay.
wait to deliver,
yeah.
there's a whole lot of women in there, and everybody, some of them are naked, some of them are
yeah.
screaming. I think again, I think
Yeah.
it's just a privacy type of thing.
Yes.
But at a private hospital, he was there throughout from contraction 1 until I delivered,
Yes.
until everything. I mean, that's beautiful. That's the perks of giving birth at a private hospital.
It's true. Even for me, this time around, he was there. He ran away though when the baby was coming out. He ran away, but all along, he was there with me, and they had to call him to cut the umbilical cord. Exactly. So he was there. So even when they were bathing me, I was bath girls, like bathed.
And
after giving
adults
birth.
being bathed, okay?
So as they were bathing me and cleaning me, he was with the baby.
Oh, okay.
So the baby was resting on him whilst
skin.
exactly whilst I was being cleaned up just after
Did
giving
you
birth.
experience skin to skin at a government hospital? Or
Yeah, I did. It was me. It wasn't
Oh,
him.
not him. Oh, okay,
Yes,
okay.
it was me, and I think they left us. And that's the other thing. When I gave birth to my first one, after cleaning him and everything, they just put him on top, and I was tired.
Sure.
I remember them telling me to breastfeed him, but because I was too tired, they left him here on top of my chest, and that was it. I slept I think it's my husband was next, just trying to maybe, talk to the baby, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I think they came back, maybe, I don't know how long they were gone for. And then when they came back, they were like, oh, you are not even breastfeeding. And then I was super, super tired. Whereas this time around, they gave the baby to my husband, and then as they were cleaning me and everything, when I got to the bed, they were like, I know you're tired, so we'll help you latch the baby, and you in a position such that you can sleep whilst he is also breastfeeding. So which was very, very great for me.
Yes. With me, I remember my husband also didn't experience skin to skin at the government hospital. He only did, I don't know if it's still, well, I think it does count, only when we got home.
Oh, okay.
Just me and him. I had an emergency C-section, and I ended up having a general anesthesia. Guys, please don't mind the laughing, okay?
Inside joke.
So he was the first one to do a skin to skin, and then when I was conscious again, they did a skin to skin with me, because throughout the birthing I was like out, So it's just so beautiful how attentive they are. They include the father in everything, and it was just so beautiful.
Yes.
So you had a great experience at a private hospital,
definitely,
as compared to a government hospital.
Yes.
What are other differences do you see with government and private hospital?
The general, let me say, feel, the environment itself. When
the people as well, right?
Yes. When I was at a public, especially after giving birth, because it was my first time.
Yes.
You don't necessarily, if you're not, maybe you don't necessarily feel great or excited about motherhood, because you're being shouted at, you're being maybe mistreated, they automatically assume these things.
Oh, okay.
Whereas at a private, this was my second time around, I knew some of the things, but they still explained it to me like it's my first time.
Same here,
and they showed me all the way. They were even excited. They were holding the baby.
You know how I was explaining this to someone that I felt like it's their baby as well.
Exactly.
The nurses would every day before they knock off, if a new shift is leaving, they'd always come and check on me. How's our baby? How's our boy? How are you feeling? They're happy, man.
Exactly.
Like being happy on the job. Those like at private hospital, that's the feel that I got. They're more happier. They're excited. I even made friends from the hospital that we still chat even today on WhatsApp.
That's nice.
That's just how friendly. It's a very friendly environment. I felt like I had a whole lot of sisters.
Yes.
Sisterhood.
And also what I like is with private. Because I had the personal contact details of my midwife, I could holler at her anytime. And she was always willing to help, even after giving birth.
Wow.
I remember there was a time I told her, like, my baby's not yet latching well, and my nipples are now cracking.
Yeah.
She was the money that I paid was just until giving birth, but even after, when the money has expired, she's still willing to help. It expired. So I like that they go beyond. They're willing to walk the extra mile.
Very true. Wow. Sounds very, I feel like every pregnant woman deserves to experience, calmness, to be treated with respect also, because already we feel violated by them putting their fingers and trying to, at least just try to be kind. You don't have to be like all nice and whatever, just
actually when you speak on like you feel violated. The second time around, when she wanted to check my dilation, I would tense. She even asked me, were you, maybe did they do something to you the first time? Maybe they didn't, maybe they disturbed you somewhere, somehow inside.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't know if they did or did not. But for me, it brought me back to that experience of them checking every single time I had a contraction.
And funny enough, at a government hospital, they check almost like every 30 minutes. Like it's like they enjoy hurting you. Oh my God. I remember how painful it was, especially before I moved. Let me not even when I got to Steve Biko.
Okay.
And when I got to Steve Biko, it was a man.
Ooh.
Whew, that man, I remember even the nurse, the elderly nurse, the one I said I felt like she's my mom. She even told me, like, I know this man is very harsh, but he's going to help. He was a Zimbabwean doctor. He's going to help you. He's one of the best doctors we have here. But I know he's just harsh, and you can feel like that he's more intense when he's checking how far you are.
Yes.
I remember.
Yes.
I remember my husband, how angry he got.
So for me, actually, it became a hesitant moment for me every time. So she even had to say, I'm not going to check anymore. You would tell me when you are ready.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because she could feel, even when I would try to calm myself down and conscientize myself, like, this is a totally different person. It's a totally different time. But every time I would like, you know what? It would automatically, my body would just become hesitant.
Your body is experiencing PTSD. Because post-traumatic disorder, stress. Because your body has experienced that thing before, and it's kind of like hesitant as well, because nobody ever prepares you for scrape and sweep or whatever they call it. It's really not on. All right, so Tandi, we're almost at the end of this interview. I just want to ask if there's a foreigner that's watching, any foreign national that is watching, and they're pregnant, they're living in South Africa, what advice would you give them? Would you give them advice to give birth at a government hospital or a private hospital?
Okay, that one I think it's dependent, honestly. Not everyone's experience is the same. That's the first thing. And not everybody can afford private care.
But
you can save up. Like, I knew when I was going to give her the second time around, so I made sure I saved up so I can afford private, especially because I'm not a medical aid. And then
it's expensive.
Yes. So I think it's dependent. First of all, you cannot you cannot embark on motherhood without prayer. You need to pray. So you also need to pray. It might be public or private, whatever the case may be. You need to pray for the person who's going to help you deliver.
Absolutely.
You need to declare what you want to see in that person.
Amen.
So even if it's private, even if you go public, still pray for that person. That nurse will be, loving, or whatever it is that you want to see. So I cannot exactly say public or private as a foreigner. Pray, the Holy Spirit will guide you on which way to go. And then also, I also don't believe in generalizing, especially because as a foreigner, we are all generalized. Y'all's armpit smell, y'all are criminals, you sell drugs. So I also don't like that. So I will not extend the same arm to South African nurses, or South African black nurses rather. So I generally, it's just dependent on the person.
By the way, when you mentioned about prayer, the one thing that I remembered rather is that my mom has always said, before you go to the hospital, or even before you go to a consultation to a gynae or OBGYN, you must pray for them that whatever information they give you, whatever injections they give you, pray that they don't misdiagnose you, they don't use the wrong medication on you. God increases their knowledge of their work, so that they can do the right thing on you. Because
your body is not your own. It's the body of the Holy Ghost. So
all right, Tandi, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure to have you again.
Okay, guys, very soon, guys, I'll be a co-host.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, and
it's a pleasure.
God bless you.
Thank you.
God bless your children as well.
Amen. Thank you.
And if you're watching and if you're a foreign national, let us know your story in the comment section. And what advice would you give to a fellow foreign national in South Africa or anywhere else? you know. Comment down below. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video and share with your friends and family. And until next episode, bye. Comment down below. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video and share with your friends and family. And until next episode, bye.